Lawler is back and in action. Lawler is no longer sitting behind a desk talking about.
I'm still behind a desk.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, you're not talking about like how like, oh, this player, I think this player is doing this, and then.
Is that what I sound like?
Whoa, hold on. Let me do my best Lawler impression, actually.
Yeah, please. Actually, please don't. Never mind. Don't do it.
According to my predictions, I think that Gibbs is going to win RLCS this year. Thank you guys so much for coming out to RLCS this year. My name is Lawler. Is that good?
Apparently, I'm like half Gilbert Godfrey or something.
Well, hello there, everybody.
I'm just kidding, man. You killed it. You killed it. You killed it. But Lawler is back for a couple weeks until RLCS actually does happen. And I thought we would both jump in Scarab cars. I don't know why. Just because I was like, I want to use that design that I've been made. And Lawler actually, you actually did a good, like, you did a good, like, I was like, Lawler, please pick a Scarab. He's like, give me a minute to customize. This looks good, dude. Let me see your other color. That actually looks pretty. Okay.
I went with the traffic cone.
Okay, you went. I don't even want to say what you went for the second. Like you just. So
should I do that? Okay.
You let your body go on the second one. The first one was like actually sort of had some swag.
I like this one.
No, Lawler, no! You're bringing us into a hole.
No, the little bow is just so cute.
Fine. Little bow. Hey, we are not gonna do rank though because I actually do want to have some good conversations about this. Lawler, just tell, for anyone who doesn't know, like, just tell them what you do, really.
So, for those that don't know, I can't do, god damn it, I messed this up already. I am a commentator for the RLCS.
Which is awesome,
if you ever see the analyst tag or RLCS analyst in game, that basically just means that we are the guys that sit behind the desk, or whether we're commentating or doing analysis, or like the actual in-game commentary when you're watching the RLCS. Yeah,
I mean, like there's two sides of it, right? There's the people that you cut back to that are like, what's up? Hey, you just 1v2 them. I'm gonna talk to the community real quick. Okay, so you know the people who are like, oh my god, Lawler pushing up left side, going to Peekaboo, past Peekaboo. There he goes. A big cut here from Lawler. This could be his moment. No, getting denied by Balias. Balias, season 3 grand champion, came back. They do that, but they also cut back to the desk, and you can, see them do a little bit of a reviewing plays.
The way that we explain it to old people.
Okay.
No offense, old people.
Wow.
If you've ever watched a sport on TV, so like, John, what's your favorite sport?
Right now, I would say basketball.
Perfect. So you're watching NBA on TBS, right?
Yeah, NBA. A lot of people want me to say hockey.
It cuts to like Shaquille O'Neal and those boys, and they're just shooting the shit at the desk and talking about post game and like breaking down the plays and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, like that save? Did they break that down?
So those are your like post game analysis. Those are your Gibbs. All the other casters usually interchange, myself, Wade, you name it.
I mean, there's a bunch of
Axotos is our stage host.
Okay.
He's the one, or not a stage host, just a regular host.
Right.
He's the one that basically sits and he directs the conversation. So he's the one that welcomes back to the stream. And
thank you for explaining this because I just could not do it for the life of me.
Yeah, he directs the conversation. He's basically there to score goals.
This went through my car. Look at this. Look how little my car is. It literally, like, I was like, oh, this will be an easy save. Nope. And so what Lawler does is awesome, but today I begged him. I was like, dude, listen, please come on for a recording.
He begged really hard.
And no, I didn't beg really hard. Okay, it was a very laid back beg. Oh my, please go in. Yeah,
begged super hard.
So I didn't beg super hard. I just said, hey, Lawler, please.
Super hard.
You're making this really weird. I also got a haircut. I hope you guys like it.
By the way, what the fuck?
How did you score? I did that.
I don't know. I did all the work.
That's BS. To talk about RLCS, because that's coming up. When is that happening, Lawler? When is RLCS?
Be in a month.
1 month from today?
Roughly. It's like 4 weeks.
Okay.
It'll be June 8th to the 10th in London.
Dude, it is a month from today. Today's the 8th.
Oh, nice. Nailed it.
Dude, let's go.
We totally planned that, right?
Sadly, I am not going. I just can't leave the country right now. That sounds really way more scary than it is. I have a kid. I have a kid who just turned 8 months today. He's just still too young for me to leave the country for any amount of time. It's just like I need to be able to get on a plane, get back if something happens. You know, it's just for safety. Right. Next year, it's not even a year. They do these sooner. But it's in London, correct? Where in London? Do you know the spot?
The Copper Box Arena.
Copper Box.
If you guys want to see like kind of what it looks like, if you search the Clash Royale World Championship from last year.
Oh, did they do it there?
Yeah, they did it at the same arena. It's legitimately like a block or two away.
Okay, question.
From where the
Clash Royale or Rocket League? What has more hype? Like, what's gonna have more people at it?
It better be Rocket League. If you guys don't show up, I'm pissed.
I mean, Clash Royale, bro. Clash Royale crushes.
So the cool thing about Clash is they have a ton of money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Supercell, like just poops money. So
yeah,
they like projected the the games on the stage and stuff. Like it was super cool.
Whoa, wow,
yeah, it was actually pretty sweet.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into like what this whole video I wanted, to possibly be about. I am like a lot of you who are watching right now. I know absolutely nothing, and when I mean nothing, like it's sad. Like people are like, "Who do you think's gonna win RLCS?" And I just name I'm like Rogue, and then they're like, "Rogue's not in it," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is awkward," because my friends are on that. You know what I mean? Like Sizz, Rizzo, like these are my homies. So this is a non-biased. Well, I guess it's biased because it's gonna be Lawler's opinion. A little biased, but I'm also gonna chime in as the person who knows absolutely nothing about RLCS, which I think will be fun.
It's a good contrast. I dig it.
Woo! Get dunked
Nice
on.
save.
And another one.
These guys are gonna feel so bad when they lose to Scarabs.
Do you think they're gonna feel bad at all? Oh. I don't think they're gonna feel bad. All right, so we got 10 teams have made it into RLCS. Those teams have been decided through weeks and weeks and weeks. If you're watching this and you're a pro, I don't know how you do it. It is exhausting to watch.
Stressful.
It is stressful. I know Lawler's been stressed, just like, all the. It's just crazy. It's actually nuts. So, how many weeks of playoffs was there?
So there's 1 week of playoffs, but there's 5 weeks of league play. So these guys play a single elim.
Yeah.
Yep, single elim round robin. So they play 7 matches, and they play each other once. After we figure out who the top 6 are, those guys play then.
But it's a best of 7 when they play each other once?
Best of 5.
Best of 5. And that's what you guys have been watching like through the weeks, getting your rewards, all that cool stuff. I knew he was gonna do that too. Okay.
Oh, I saved that.
And so once they get that, which they're at now, they've all played each other, and now they are ranked. And I think my homies, my team, you know what I mean? My boys, he dunked me.
The save.
The save again!
Help! So after they figure out who the top 6 are, they then play in a regional championship.
Yeah.
That's the one that G2 just won. So
yeah. So
they'll
G2
play each other best of 7s, all that kind of stuff. G2 is the #1 seed going in for North America.
Are they? I thought they got 2. They got first?
Nope. Yep. Energy is 2.
Who's first for Europe?
For Europe, probably Gale Force.
Gale Force. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's where I get confused, right? So there's different brackets, right? There's the NA, there's EU, and then isn't there like the Australians and like Oceania?
Yeah, so
Oceania.
So we send 4 from North America, 4 from Europe, and then 2 from Oceania. Most people don't know the OCE teams. The one thing to remember is one of the like #1 seed coming in has been the #1 seed every single season. Like,
and who's that?
They're Chiefs. They were known as what was their old name?
And Chiefs is the OCE team.
Yeah, Chiefs is the team that's like been there every single season. Why can I not think of it?
Let's chat about this.
Either way, it's Chiefs, and then one of the teams last season, which was not Dark-Sided, Pale Horse. Pale Horse is now Tainted Minds, and it's like CJ, and apparently I tried to save the replay. Nope.
And so 4 teams NA, 4 teams EU, and 2 teams OCE.
Yep.
And who are the 2 OCE teams?
It is Chief Esports Club and Tainted Minds. And then teams, both the same teams that we saw
last year.
And
how did they do last year? Weren't they like surprising? Weren't people like sort of shocked last year? Or maybe 2 years in LA? Didn't some team pop off sort of?
Yes and no. So the difficulty is like
Because I know they get made fun of a lot, and I always feel really bad.
Nobody really like
sorry,
has expectations for them. Like
That's
nobody
so
has expectations.
sad,
Like
dude.
everybody feels they're the
underdogs.
weakest region and stuff. But I mean, it's one of those situations when you talk about competitive play. The reason why Europe is good is because when Rocket League first came out, all the top players, like a majority of the top players were from EU. So you had 5, 6, 10 people at the top that were the best in the world. And that trickles down into the into the ecosystem that is like Europe competitive play.
Right.
While NA maybe had like 2 or 3, so they got better at a fast rate because they were more susceptible to higher play.
Right.
And the same thing applies towards OCE. Their population is way smaller than ours, so they just don't have as much talent to come out of that region. So
and that's fair. I think. Like, is that unfair to do 4, 4, and 2? Like, should it be 4?
No.
Like,
I mean,
does OCE are they fighting for 2? Like, but aren't there other regions?
So to put it in perspective, OCE has never placed better than 8th.
Wow.
So
okay.
For me, it's one of those situations until you guys prove that you belong at Championship Sunday, Championship Sunday. Like, why should we?
That's fair.
Why should we?
But aren't there other regions besides just EU, NA, and OCE? But
I mean, South America's got a pretty good scene. But the difficulty is like, I see no South American tournaments. I see no like.
Right.
Like, the only tournament that's a regular from the other regions is Asia. So.
Right. So
for me, it's like part of the reason why OCE came in is one because their support from the community in the OCE region was
insane.
Yeah, they've got a production studio that we can run stuff out of. And with just Throwdown. So like there was a lot of reasons to go with OCE, and it's just one of those situations where if we don't have the support from the other regions that can sustain themselves with running tournaments or putting out a broadcast for the viewership, and all that kind of stuff. Like, so business wise, there's no point.
So how many? Okay, so we got 10 teams. So who do we got? Who made it to RLCS this year?
So for NA,
ooh, NA. So here's who I can. Wait, let me see if I can guess them. Wait, this is gonna drive you nuts because I really shouldn't.
We're gonna be here a while, boys.
G2.
Yep.
C9.
Yep.
And that's sad. That's all I know.
Energy. You should
know
Energy.
Oh, Energy. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why for a moment I thought they were EU. Okay.
And then the last one you'll probably never guess, but I want you to
actually, isn't the last one Allegiance?
Nope.
Okay. Is that EU?
Allegiance was a rival series team. They can't play in the World Championship.
Oh, okay. Awkward.
They're in the RLCS now, so at least you got that going for
All right, cool. Wait, what do you mean they can't play then?
They just entered, so they came from the rival series. That's a whole different debacle of information that people don't need to know.
Okay, cool. All right, so what was the last team?
Evil Geniuses.
Oh, yeah. All right, I've heard of them for sure. Who's on that team? Who's on EG?
Rob G, Corrupted G.
I know Corrupted.
Chrome, Corrupted G, and Classics.
Chrome. All right, cool.
Chrome has been in every single season of the RLCS.
Chrome. No, I'm just kidding.
First time going to win. Hey.
No, Sizz. No, Sizz says that. It's a little. It's on like.
Sizz is toxic as fuck.
I know. It's always on all videos. It's just everyone says fuck Chrome. I feel bad, but I think Chrome likes it. I could be wrong. Oh, Chrome doesn't like it.
Why would anybody like that?
I don't know. You're right. Yeah, can we change that around? Can we get some love Chromes in the comments today? We love Chromes. Unless you don't love them, then you don't have to say that. But like, you should.
Bob G's a great dude. He's a little shit sometimes, but he's a good dude.
All right, so we got those. What about EU?
EU is Gale Force, Complexity, Vitality, and why can't I think of the last one? Envy. Okay. So, all right, Lawler, I'm gonna start you off with this. Boom.
In your opinion, because like my opinion's pretty silly. Like my opinion's like I love my friends. They're gonna win. G2 all the way. Like I'm probably a very popular fan.
Fanboy.
I'm a fanboy. I'm a fan. Like popular fan opinion. I mean, those are just like all three of those dudes are just like great guys and amazing dudes.
Oh yeah, of course.
So in your opinion, based off the skill you've seen, the matches you've seen, who is gonna win it all?
Gale Force Esports.
Gale Force. Again. And who's on that team one more time?
Turbo.
Again.
Violent
Really?
Panda.
Turbo? Turbo's gonna do it again?
The 3-time. Yeah.
Wow.
So Gale Force is Turbo, Violent Panda, and K-Dot.
Oh yeah.
EU MVP, best player in the world.
Right.
It's they really haven't given us a reason to think they aren't gonna win it. Like,
and we haven't seen any EU battle NA, correct? Like so far, it's
in like international tournaments we've seen a couple, but never. Like it's RLCS is always different. Like even if there's dream hacks and all this and that, like
right.
RLCS is always a different beast in itself. It's the biggest stadium we're going from like 3,000 to 4,000.
So do you
to
think
7,500.
you think Team G2? Do you think they can? You think they'll come out like up top or no? Like,
G2 has been the most successful team in the past year in the off season, and overall in like LAN environment tournaments.
Right.
So it's possible.
And all right, if it wasn't, you said Gale, right, for the winners?
Gale Force.
Gale Force. So if it's not them, who else do you think like could pull it off? Like just
NRG's got a pretty good shot.
NRG.
Big question mark around them. They've got a rookie coming in.
Okay. Who's the
how he's
rookie?
gonna perform at the Justin.
Oh, okay, but I've heard of him.
15-year-old kid.
Yeah, young.
Playing out of his mind this season.
Yeah.
Got the best player in NA with
I love
KRG
that,
on the
dude.
team.
That's so cool though. And what about who else? What happened with Rogue? Because I really didn't like. I know they just
did they just change and they played like poo?
Yeah, they just.
They're a team to me that they need like a season or two to kind of figure out what they want their roster to be. And
right. Who was on their roster this year? It was Jacob.
Jacob, Insolences, and Sis.
Oh wow, that lag. Yeah, because I love Jacob. What was Jacob on before that?
NRG.
NRG. Okay, interesting.
Yep.
And is Jazer on a team?
Nope.
Okay.
Was
he ever?
I think he tried to qualify. He used to sub for Flipside.
Okay, cool. Wait, what happened to Flipside this year?
They barely missed out.
Bummer.
Yeah, they had
there's these names, you know, like for me personally that I just remember. Hold on one second. Let me close my door. A baby's crying.
Oh, what a flip!
Like a little baby monitor. Yeah, Flipside's got one of those names, but they didn't pull through this year.
No, they were close, super close.
Bummer. Okay. So what else is something that people don't really understand about like RLCS, like because you know I sent out a tweet and I was like, guys, what kind of questions do you want to ask as far as like predictions or as far as like RLCS, because we're here with Lawler, which is really cool. I mean, Lawler's a very close friend of mine, but at the same time, like this is like there's a lot of information you have. I know you could dive in. I know on your channel you dive into this for like hours.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where at the end of every season, before we go into LAN, I do like a predictions video, and with that go in depth like why I think this team is going to beat this team, and so give more insight rather than just this team's the best. You know, it's gotta have some like.
So you think EU is better than NA this year once again for sure?
I honestly feel that any team can beat any team. Yeah. It is how Rocket League has become. It's the first time I think we're seeing real consistency. It's just given everybody's playing their absolute best.
Yeah,
Gale Force is still a league ahead of everybody. Like they're just like if everybody's rank S, they're S plus.
But things can always happen. Nerves.
Yeah,
and
the term "any given Sunday" is more prevalent than ever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like, any team can beat any team. We've seen it. We like if you look at the recent results of like all the LANs, it's never been the same team. It's a different team every single time.
Right.
It's insane.
Which is,
you know, the reason why I bring up G2 is because G2's been in like the top 3 in a majority of the events.
Right.
So like,
well, they're like
performance.
And do you think that's why they get like so many people like looking at them is because they've just been around as a team so long and like have
there's 2 teams that have like longest existing roster for like RLCS level and stuff is Complexity and G2. But in all reality, like a lot of the fans come in from Kronovi. I mean, Kronovi is the poster boy of Rocket League, has been for a very, very long time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like
back in beta when like Summit and all those guys were streaming the game, like Kronovi was still pulling like 20, 30K viewers at that point. Like it was insane because he was the best player at the time. Like he received all the attention. And because of that, it was one of those situations where everybody just followed him. That's just kind of how it was.
Right.
So any person he collabs with, I mean, you look at all the casters and how many followers they have on like Twitter and stuff.
Right.
Gibbs has 25,000.
Yeah.
And it's because he was a former teammate with Kronovi.
Which is hilarious. And like, it's just...
The Kronovi factor is just... There's so many people that follow Kronovi and always will and always have.
Yeah.
And that
only... He's got that...
it only gets exemplified because you've got now Rizzo, who's been killing the YouTube game. Like, Rizzo's a homie.
And Rizzo's just a little sweetheart.
Yeah, he's got a
and
great
then you have
personality.
J Naps, who's a beast.
Who's fucking insane, right? So
probably just the most
you're tying all these things together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, by all means, there's a good reason. Like, they're, to me, the first team that has like really good personality in every single player. Like, none of them are camera shy. They're all willing to talk and do interviews and stuff, and they're great at it too. Very articulate in what they want to say.
Right.
Which is something that takes time. I mean, you look at players even like Garrett G. Garrett G, when he first started, you know, he's a 15-year-old kid. Very shy, doesn't want to talk to camera, doesn't want to do interviews. And you look at him now. So there's a lot of things that contribute to how you're portrayed with, you know, the fan base and all that kind of stuff.
It's interesting. Yeah, all right, so then since we're taking predictions and getting crushed as our Scarab self, who do you think
weird in the air?
Because I know you think you really agree that OCE will not will not make it very.
I don't know,
far.
man. Like, there's too many times where we've given them the beneficiary, where it's like, they're OCE, you know, no big deal. Like, this is the season where it's like, I'm gonna be harsh on these guys. If they play like crap, they're gonna get told they played like crap.
Right? Are you allowed to say that as an analyst?
Oh yeah, I do it all the time. One of the benefits I get is I'm very, very critical to the other teams. You know, if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
Or if you're playing terribly.
Do you ever feel bad about that? Like, ever a little bit?
No, it's my job. Like, your job is to perform as a pro, and it's my job to criticize you for those.
Well, here's the funny thing is, because I get mad at myself when I'm like sitting on the couch watching like football. I was talking about football or basketball, and I'm like, come on, how do you miss that shot? And then I'm like, dude, I'm just like a very average human being getting mad at people who are like literally way more ripped and way stronger and smarter in the game than me. Like, how dare I? You know, but that is, you're right, that is your job.
I mean, we criticize it because obviously we care and we expect the best of these guys because they are the best in the world. I mean, everybody's totally, people make mistakes, it's totally fine. But
you got it.
It's one of those things that we're trying to show perfection, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it is the best of the best. This is the World Series. This is the, you know, all of it. It's great. It's crazy. So, all right. So what other fun, like, kind of like little prediction things can we make? Like, what's a fun? What's?
I mean, ideally, the biggest thing that people need to watch out for is how is Chiefs going to do this season. Like, I really want to see how Chiefs perform, based upon international level, because we haven't seen any improvement from them in technically two seasons, right? Like, they've always gotten 8th. Also, that was a beautiful pass.
That was so sick, dude. All right, let's come back and win this.
They've always gotten 8th best. Right. You know, last season, they had the biggest upset in Rlcs history. By
I'm going to root for Chiefs this year, man.
Do it, man.
I'm decided. Chiefs,
they've got the only KBM player.
What's the team names? Or the
Chiefs?
people? Yeah, who's on Chiefs?
Drippe, Jake, and Torsauce.
Dude, Torsauce, that's my favorite. Is he the keyboard mouse player?
Yep.
Really? I randomly called that.
Now so like Flipside now has a new rookie, Yukio, who's also a KBM player, and we were excited to see like multiple KBM players at LAN, but they just fell short. So, but
I mean, that's the crazy thing is the teams that just almost make it.
Yeah, for prediction purposes, I want to keep an eye on is Envy. So Envy used to be the world champs. When Turbo won his first world championship, he was dubbing for Northern Gaming, who is now Envy, right?
Oh, so same people except for Turbo.
And Maestro used to be on the team as well, but that's who Turbo subbed for.
Okay.
And now they've got a new roster, but everybody remembers like Devo playing out of his mind in season 3.
So when can I go to Vegas and bet in Rocket League?
Not soon enough, man.
God, that would be so fun.
Right.
I would love to just like have like a sports book.
Esports arena, right?
That's true. That's true.
So maybe soon, man.
Because
like
I mean,
Vegas is starting to pay attention to it.
For people like me, it's like, oh wow, I totally whiffed that. I don't know, like I follow it along. Like I said, very biased, like someone who's watching, I'm just like, my friends. But I really wanted to get like a little more in depth. So like while I'm watching RLCS this year, rather than just waiting for reward drops and stuff like that, you know,
spamming GG in chat, you know,
spamming GG in chat. I wanted to have a little more oomph to it, like a little more.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's one of those situations where like
I want to know a little more. I want to know.
I commend the broadcast team. Like all the guys that I work with, you know, they're all, you know, pretty much family, because I spend more time with them than I do anybody else in my life nowadays.
Right.
But it's one of those situations where like the guys do a really good job of like informing you of that information.
Yeah.
You need to know what's happening or the teams or the important information regarding the players. like just listen to his talk. Like you'll get that information out, especially when we're on desk. You know, when
why don't
we're
you
not
guys
in
do
game
those
yet.
like emotional, like, hey, this guy, like, you know, like the American Idol kind of things. Learn about their stories a little. Can we get some of that maybe in the future?
We used to, like, we would.
I was making a joke, but I'm down.
I know, but it's true. Like I want people. So it's weird because like after E-League, when Gale Force lost to G2, people were legitimately mad that we were showing Turbo Pulsar crying. And I'm like, dude, he just lost a huge event. Like, he's emotional. Like,
dude, that's like
people were legitimately mad that we were showing him crying. I'm like,
I watch those all the time. Like, I don't love watching people cry, but I love the emotion. I mean, listen, this is people training hours, thousands of hours into a game, tons of scrims, tons of practices. This is just as much as like a sport. Yes, sports are a little more physical, but like, this is a sport. This is now considered like it is like they're putting all their heart and soul into it. So it's like
it's one of those situations like me as a fan, like obviously these players are people that have been in my life now for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's like they're friends, you know. I genuinely care about how they're feeling
dude, and
how they're reacting and stuff.
Exactly.
And for me as a person who like I'm a fan of Turbo Pulsar, right? Like Pierre's a great player.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that this guy's put his heart and soul into this game, and now he's breaking down emotionally. Like to me, that just makes me enjoy him as a player even more. And it's like, why are people upset that we're showing that? It's great entertainment. Like it allows me to.
I think a lot of people are like, oh, they're just trying to show like that's so mean showing him crying. No, it's like, no, that's the beautiful part. He cared so much about this. When he lost it, he loses it. Like that's just like that shows about the person inside, which you're right,
so,
dude. That
stuff
that's what I want more of. I want to like. So I've only been to the first RLC or whatever second one, the one that was third in LA, and I got to meet a lot of these pro players. And honestly, like I'm such a bandwagon fan that like. When I recognize or see someone who's like a buddy, like that I even just like stopped and like was like, "What's up, dude? Nice to meet you." Instantly, I'm more invested. Like within like doesn't matter. I'm like, I recognize that name. Like, oh, that name, heck yeah. Like I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like we want to make these kids, rock stars.
They are in their own way. I mean, dude, this is like a completely different scene than what I'm all about. Like I'm all about way more casual, modded, fun, weird trading games. Like. This is what I think Rocket League and Psyonix are constantly pushing for, is to make the pro scene and RLCS, and like this is their bread and butter, in my opinion.
It really should be.
Yeah,
and that's a whole
other episode.
Yeah, that's a whole can of worms that I will not go into. Yeah. But
I would argue with you. You and I should do an episode where we like. Talk about casual versus pro, like that like what the game should actually do, because I would love to talk to you about that.
Yeah, that'd be good, because I mean you're gonna view it in a different aspect. It'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean when we first started, like we'd fly out a video crew to some of these players and like get their backstory. And,
just
like interview them and have like a video, and we'd play that stuff at LAN. And like I wish we did more of that stuff. Like
I love that stuff. I mean personally, I love
it. Way.
Like, I mean, as a viewer, as someone who doesn't know these people, like I remember a couple of those videos, and I remember just being like, then you connect with them as people, not as just like this name in a game and a car just flipping around like the Batmobile.
That's why you gotta watch them on stream. That's why you gotta come out to the events. Like
that's why they gotta stream. Gotta get them streaming.
For me, it's crazy how many people still don't know that I have tattoos. Like I have people that come into my stream to this day, and I've been a partner for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Wait, you have a sleeve?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah. Like,
I get I wear suits all the time, but like,
know me for
me.
me.
It's still crazy to me that people don't realize that kind of stuff. So it's
I bet a bunch of people watching this don't even realize you stream. Like they're just like, "Wait, what?" And then when they find you under the Rocket League or whatever game you're playing, they're just like, oh, damn. I bet they come in, start asking you, what are your predictions on this? What do you think about
all
this?
The time.
All the time.
Yeah, it's like the stuff we're talking about today is literally every day on stream.
Yeah.
People think it's like a special video and stuff. Not saying that this video isn't special. It's great.
Is special. It's
I'm
having
having a good time hanging out.
Yeah, no.
But it's one of those things, like all this information, like literally stop by any of the caster streams. We'll talk about this stuff all day.
So last question to finish off the video. Is there a place for people that they can go to follow along with this, right? So as soon as the teams start playing, where do people, is it just like RLCS page and they can follow along with who's winning? Obviously they can watch Rocket League on Twitch. Like what is like, is there any
there's
other cool sites? Any secret sites?
So there's some really cool things depending on, and I'll try to like break it down for the casual viewer, obviously just watch the stream. Makes it really easy.
Rocket League.
Twitch.tv/Rocket League.
Yep.
The kind of one-stop shop for everything is on RocketLeagueEsports.com.
Okay.
And that has like player pages, stats, you know, if you want to see bios and all that other kind of stuff. Who's playing, the bracket.
Yeah.
And there's a live ticker up top so you can see like the scores and who plays next and what time and all that kind of stuff, which is cool. But for me, Octane.gg, our statistician Slock has a website that he runs, and it has like the stats for those guys that like really diving into the stat stuff or just finding out like,
and that breaks it down.
Things.
Is that like live or is that
for the most part?
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
but
updated constantly.
It'll like show you like this player scored this many goals per game, this many assists, and this is how much boost he used, and like this is the team that he plays on and his history, and these are the records going on.
I love this
stuff. And
I mean,
and those are the cool things. Like, and they do interviews and they have videos and like a talk show and stuff on that. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff on that website that if you want to get really in depth with like Rocket League as a whole, Octane.gg is a lot of work goes into that from Slock. He's our statistician. Guy's a legend. Yeah. So, dude, some cool stuff.
Well,
or follow the subreddit.
My boy, subreddit Rocket League Esports. That's what I was gonna say too. Is like I love that kind of.
There's usually like match discussion threads too. So if you don't want to see people spam GG all the time, you can just
you can actually have a conversation.
Yeah, you can just turn on that subreddit thread and put live updates on and
bada bing, bada
have your discussion there.
Yo, we have talked. We have gotten a good breakdown of the entire what it is, because I know a lot of you like me just like had no idea. I mean, I know a little bit, but like realistically, I have no idea what's going on.
That's what I'm here for, man.
Thank you, Lawler. Thank you, man. And yay, I'm excited. Now I'm really excited to see if OCE can get higher than 8th place. I'm excited to see if Gale Force actually wins it. I'm excited to see if G2 can like pull it off and be like, I mean, they're the most popular as far as like fans. So I'm excited to see if they could really just like pull, like how, I mean, in a not a perfect world, but in like an amazing world, how cool would it be if they just won it? Like if they won it all, it'd be cool because they have the skill.
I mean, it was crazy. Like that's what E-League was, right? So E-League was like the big event after our
and they won it, right?
Year. And they beat Gale Force in the finals, and like it was his hometown, and like all like it was crazy. Like those are just like stories those moments we couldn't write up.
Exactly, those moments are amazing. But thank you guys for watching. We will definitely see you soon. More videos with Lawler to come. We have a modded date later. We're doing a bunch of modded.
Can't wait.
With a bunch of homies. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions, please comment in the comments. And
I will make sure to lurk those. And
Lawler will respond, and I'll try and respond if you have any, casual player comments for your boy. I got you. Peace out, everyone. Much love.